This is a brand new Ford F-150 sleeper with over 705 horsepower, and it's probably one of our top 3 builds we've ever done. Huge thanks to John for actually having your truck customized with TC Customs. But today it looks a little different because we are inside of our brand new Pell City location in Pell City, Alabama. This is the brand new TC Customs shop that we have dreamed for a very, very long time. And I'm so excited to debut it with this awesome truck. The only reason this truck is even here and not outside in front of the dealership or in front of the custom shop is because I wanted to show you the inside of the shop and everything that we've got going on back here. Take a look at this. It is a little bit of a mess because we've got a whole lot of F-150s getting customized. I mean, take a look at this. We got an antimatter blue truck getting a Roush Supercharger install, 705 horsepower. And then we got another black truck over here. And to me, it's just so cool that we've got so many builds that are going on right now. And yeah, anyways, if you haven't had a chance to, come visit us at our Pell City location. But let's get back to this truck because it's quite frankly, one of the best builds we've ever done. To get a better look at this truck, let's pull it outside and see it in the sun because it's incredible. And here she is in all of its glory. This thing looks incredible out here in the bright sun. The gate black color looks fantastic. You can see there's a little bit of pearl in that paint job. But a huge thanks to John, who actually bought this truck originally as just a regular cab truck with basically a Ride Tech lowering kit and some wheels and tires and things like that. But after driving the vehicle for a little while, he said, you know what? I needed some more power and I want to get a lot more custom work done. That's the reason he brought it all the way back from Mississippi to here, basically Louisiana, based on where he lives. But he brought it all the way back here to have a lot more custom work done. And I'm so excited to show you this because this is probably one of the most extensive builds we have ever done. So obviously the truck is sitting right with the Ride Tech 3.5-inch lowering kit in the front and 5.5-inch flip kit in the rear, which has the stance looking absolutely perfect. And as you can see here, we've got a brand new set of Boston wheels wrapped around with a set of Nitto NT 420V tires. Now he actually had some Bostons, I think, already on here beforehand, but he wanted to swap it out to a different style, especially because he just upgraded his brake system with this Willwood big brake kit in the front. Now the cool part about the Willwood big brake kit, there's a couple of different versions that are available to you. You have a smaller version and you have the crazy version, which I believe is what we've got on this particular truck. Now these Willwoods are sick because stopping power on these things is absolutely ridiculous. But there's a couple of things you want to make sure you know before you install one of these kits. Number one, don't let just anybody deal with these brakes because what Willwood actually tells you inside of their safety manual or in the instruction manual is that safety wire is not required. It's optional. Well, that is absolutely crazy. If you don't know, safety wire is going to be used instead of Loctite. Now this is a 2-piece rotor system and they are actually bolted together. The problem is you can't use Loctite because Loctite on brakes will actually basically burn up and then the bolts will back right back out. So what does TC Customs use? We use safety wire to basically make sure that those bolts don't back out no matter what, no matter how hot the brakes get in the front. So it's a fun little fact. You just need to know that before you just have any old person hook up with a set of brakes. But I think it's so cool that not only did he add the extra horsepower, but he also added the extra ability to stop when he needs to. And speaking of the extra horsepower, let's show you what we've got going on underneath the hood. So we popped the hood, and this is a 2025 Ford F-150, but we've got a Roush Supercharger making 705 horsepower. I love this Supercharger kit. This is the kit that we recommend hands down every single time. Number one, because of their warranty. We've been a dealer for theirs for well over 25 years now, I think it is. And I've never had a legitimate warranty claim denied by them. I mean, they do a great job of taking care of their customer after the sale. That's the reason that we recommend the Roush so hard. We absolutely love their stuff. And it makes reliable, consistent power. We very seldom have issues out of the Roush Supercharger, especially on this new 24-25 model platform. And I think it looks fantastic. And did you know also that we've got a build-in price if you're wanting to build a truck just like this? We've got a build-in price that is made specifically for TC Customs and specifically for the F-150 Sleeper. All you have to do is go to f150sleeper.com. That'll take you straight to our page that shows you all of the options that are available to you, whether you want to do the Supercharger or not, or whether you want to do the Ride Tech lowering kit or not. You can actually build it all the way out and find out what that truck would cost you without ever having to give us any of your information. So if you want to take a look at that, go to TCcustoms.com and click on F-150 Sleeper, or just go to F-150sleeper.com. It'll take you to the same place. So check that out if you haven't had a chance to do so already. And then if you decide, you know what, the F-150 Sleeper program might be good for me, you can just fill out the information right there and one of our guys will get in touch with you on what it looks like to finalize the transaction. But the good news is you can find out all that information without ever having to talk to a salesperson or talk to anybody like that. We're trying to make it as easy and transparent as possible. One of the only dealers on the planet that's doing that. Speaking of one of the only dealers, did you know that we are one of the top Roush Supercharger dealers in the entire world? So don't just let anybody figure out how to supercharge your truck. You don't want Daryl and his other brother Daryl trying to figure it out on your truck. If you're old enough to get that reference, just leave me a comment down below. Moving on, you might be asking, okay, well, I mean, it looks right, but let me call out some of the things of why this truck looks so right. Because every one of these vehicles start with an XL chassis. That means you're going to be getting a black satin painted front bumper regardless of the color of the vehicle. Well, this customer, John, said, you know what, I want my bumpers to match the rest of the vehicle. So as subtle as this is, sanding this down and painting it to match the agate black on the rest of the truck made a massive difference in the way the thing looks. But it's not just that. We also did the mirror skull caps. A fun fact for you is you have to paint these mirror skull caps twice, not once. Why is that? Because they come factory with a texture to them. And when you sand them and then paint them, it actually still shows some of that texture underneath. So you technically have to paint over them twice to make sure that it has the exact same finish as the rest of the truck. Fun little fact for you. That's why it's so expensive to do these right here. Now, we opted not to paint the door handles just because this is a high touch point and you don't really want to scuff that over time. So just kind of keep that in mind. Next up, every single one of the TC Customs sleepers, if the customer wants it for free, gets the TC Customs fender emblem. I think it ties in the look really, really well. Flipping around to the back side of things, you can see we have got the real truck backflip bed cover on the back of the truck, which I think works out really, really well. We do have a spray and bed liner in here as well, but this is basically the same bed cover that you can get from Ford Accessories, but it's actually a fraction of the price, just simply because it doesn't have the Ford tax stamp on it. It's what I call it. The Ford logo usually costs you a little bit of extra money, but it's nice that you can fold that bed cover all the way up if that's something you want to do. And it's also very easy to take out. You and a buddy, and actually I can even do it by myself, you can take that bed cover out in about 5 minutes if that's something you want to do, 5 minutes or less. But this truck's actually pretty cool because it's got a tailgate step. I'm 6'3", so just kind of put that in perspective. It's probably the world's lowest tailgate step, if you will, but it makes it really easy to get in and out of the bed of the truck. But fun fact for you, tailgate step, pretty sick. And here we are on the inside of this F-150. Now, a regular cab comes as a base model, but there's some really good things you can do to make it not look like a base model. First thing we've got here is a set of cat skin custom leather. This is the diamond stitch pattern, which is by far my favorite. I think it looks premium, especially with the quilted pattern here. Technically, it's a diamond stitch, but I love the black leather with the gray stitching and the TC in the headrest. A sick little option. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the infotainment system, because you do have on every one of these, thankfully, you hear that exhaust. Oh, that's my favorite thing. I'm going to show that to you in a second. But on the inside of the vehicle, you'll notice you've got the 12-inch massive screen here. I'm going to turn it off so you can actually hear me. But notice how this screen over here is a 12-inch instrument cluster right here, because it's a 2025 model year. And this is also a 12-inch touchscreen. Now, did you know that for 2026 model, that is no longer a big screen for the instrument cluster? And so if you want one of these trucks, we actually have about 90 of them on the way right now. And a lot of them are spoken for, but some of them are not. So if you're wanting to get one of those trucks, go to the build-in price, pick out all your options and fill out your information, and we can actually get you one of these trucks reserved at invoice pricing, plus whatever customization you want to have done to the vehicle. So check that out on TCcustoms.com or F150sleeper.com. It'll take you to the same place, but you don't want to miss this out. If this is an important component for you, it's gone for 2026. It's not even an option in the XL regular cab. So this is going to be the last call for a big instrument cluster if you want one with a supercharger. The last thing is to show you the exhaust system. This is the MBRP exhaust. And in my opinion, I think it sounds fantastic, but I want you to tell me what you think. Sounds good at idle. It's not too loud. You can still hear your thoughts. When you get on it, it sounds like a demon. And there you have it, the walk around of probably my favorite F-150 sleeper we have ever built. We've built some pretty sick ones. If you want to get one of these trucks for yourself, head over to f150sleeper.com or call the phone number right there on the screen, because we do have some of these trucks coming, but they're not going to last, especially with that instrument cluster. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss a single video. Peace.